Hey YouTube, Roger here. Don't mind my hand right there. So let's start over. Hey YouTube, Roger here. It's a little bit dark, but I think you guys can cope with it. It's the message that counts, right? I know you're not watching this because of my great looks. That's a little humor there. Hey, anyway, I want to follow up to my video that I posted on my channel this morning, my first inaugural video on the You Served, You Deserve YouTube channel. It's a supplement, whatever you want to call it, to my Facebook page, You Served, You Deserve. And it's all about helping veterans. And I'm a veteran, disabled vet. I want to help veterans that are in the same boat that I found myself in back in '95 when I got out of the military. I know times have changed, but a lot of the rules and regulations are the same. And so let's focus in on one particular area that I think I can help you with the most, and that's federal employment. If you're needing a job, you're underemployed, or you're not employed, or you're seeking employment once you get out of the military, this federal hiring preferences is something that you really need to concentrate on. It's called the Veterans Readjustment Act. They've changed that to now Veterans Reappointment Act or something like that. But if you go to opm.gov, you can find and just type in veterans, just veterans probably, and you'll find the hiring authorities. And you need to read those and understand those. They try to put it in layman's terms, but there's some terms in there that are pretty confusing for somebody that's not used to them. And that's where I come in. I can kind of translate it's kind of what I do for a living. I'm a safety officer, safety, health, environmental manager. And my job is to translate regulations, procedures, standards, OSHA law into easy to understand policies and procedures for frontline supervisors. And I help frontline supervisors, workers, managers, kind of consult them on how to implement specific safety and health law. And it's not an extreme amount of talent, but it takes a little bit of talent to translate what OSHA says in their standards. Let me turn the heater down. To layman's terms so that you can actually implement it in the field. And that's what I want to do with the hiring authorities and the veterans help that I want to give you guys. I want to take what the website, OPM, federal hiring, what those lawmakers have put into law as far as federal veteran hiring preferences, and put it into layman's terms and what action items you can take to get yourself a federal job if you want. If you find yourself, like I said, underemployed or unemployed or getting ready to get back into the civilian workforce, you really need to think long and hard about being employed by the federal government because of the preferences you get and because of if there was a federal drawdown right now, a RIF, a reduction in force. It's really getting dark, isn't it? It's 5 o'clock and it's pretty dark in this canyon. But if there was a reduction in force, I'd be the last person. I'd be locking the door because I'm a disabled vet, and I have a preference when there's a reduction in force. They keep us on longer, us disabled vets, and they can hire us first. They can hire us without competition, which is important. So look for some correlating documents on my You Serve, You Deserve Facebook page. I'll put the links in this video description. And message me, PM me, get a hold of me some way, shape, or form. Comment below my video with your contact information. I don't think you can put your email or whatever, but put a message down there and I'll get a hold of you. And let's figure out a way to help you get a job in the federal government. I've hired, I want to say 4 or 5 veterans now. I don't manage a large crew. I only have 3 people on my team. But over the years, 8 years here in Yosemite, I've put 8 or 10 people to work, and half of those I've hired as veterans and under non-competitive appointments for the most part. So I know from the hiring standpoint, from the hiring manager's side, what the benefits are for hiring managers, for hiring vets, and I know what the benefits are for the veterans, because you have the skills, the talent, the mindset that employers want to come in and do a good job. And let me tell you something. This is my opinion, there is a bunch of lazy, I'm going to say there's a good number. I'm trying to be politically correct here. There's a good number of federal workers that, and even some veterans, I'm not going to discriminate here, that are just drawing a paycheck, waiting on retirement. And I've seen the production of a hard-charging veteran be 10 times that as a normal civilian employee who feels they have rights and they're entitled to this federal job that they just basically milk. I'm talking sleeping on the job, not showing up for work, not not telling your boss when you're going to be on leave, and arguing and filing complaints. And I coined a new term today. I was talking to somebody about not this subject, but something similar. And I had an employee that was griping about helping employees get a certain type of preventive medicine. I'm trying to not go into detail here, but the employees needed or wanted a vaccine for working in wastewater treatment. And an employee I had, refused, didn't want to let that happen, and they were, adamantly against it. And if an employee gets splashed with sewage, then they have a right to get a Hep B shot, the series of shots that help you avoid getting hepatitis. And it will make the employee feel better, and make the employee know and show the employee that the supervisor, the government, cares for them if they gave them these set of shots. It was only $50. And the employee was griping about it's being a waste of government money, yada, yada, yada. And I laughed today. We were talking about that, and I said, you know what I've learned in the government? Most of those people bitching about a waste of government money are a waste of government money themselves. Okay? Then there's a lot of that. Government waste, fraud, and abuse is alive and well. Most of the people I work with around me in the Park Service are dedicated to the mission, protecting this beautiful resource we have, the national park, and particularly Yosemite. Protecting Yosemite National Park, for future generations. But you get into some areas where those certain employees, after so many years of service, get this mindset that they're entitled, and they don't do much work. And so I think veterans can fill that void. I believe veterans should be given an opportunity, and I believe most of them, I know when I first came into government employment with a work ethic that I got in the Army, working full-time, going to school full-time, things I did to provide for my family, caused me to be ostracized a little bit. They told me to slow down, stop working so hard. You're making us look bad. You're up in the bar. I had that a lot. And employers, if you're watching this, those veterans, we need to be more productive as a federal government. And veterans, your opportunity to have a decent job and a future can be in the federal government as a disabled or even just a veteran who gets preference. So I'll dig into a topic of that in some later videos, and let's get together and do a Google Hangout, and I can show you the documents to read, the fact sheets to read, and the resources you need to obtain federal government. Take a little bit of coaching to get through some of it, but that's what I'm here for. And I want to do that for my fellow vets, just to give back to them because they gave to our country. Okay, this is Sooner Raj out. I will talk to you next time, and don't forget, if you served, you deserve to have the benefits you're entitled to. Talk to you later, folks.